Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Diet Culture Can Fork Off. Today I'm joined by the lovely Emma, who works inside Empower, and we're going to do a bit of a Q&A today with some questions that we've had pop over the week. But hi Emma, how are you? Do you want to introduce yourself a little bit?
Hi, I'm good. I'm Emma. I'm a head coach in Empower. I've been a coach for 5 years. I'm a mum of two. Um, and yeah, I'm excited to get started. My first podcast.
Yes, this is Emma's first podcast, and I'm excited to have her. And we're going to dive into some questions that we've got. So let's get started. So, first of all, let's talk about what the question came in like what made you start your journeys to self-improvement. Was there a sudden epiphany or a breaking point that made you change, or was it a slow gradual thing? Do you want to start, Emma, with that one?
Yeah, so for me, I joined the gym after a breakup. And I started going to the gym, but I didn't kind of do it in a healthy way. So I started going to the gym, got really into it, but it was quite obsessive. And then I started bodybuilding, and then I did my bodybuilding competition, and I got the body that I wanted, but I still wasn't happy. And then there was a bit of a breakthrough moment where my daughter was weighing out food in a pretend kitchen. And I thought, this is not right. This is not what I want for her. And that was a big moment for me that I needed to change things. So then I slowly started working more on the mindset part and exercising for health and the self improvement, and went down that avenue from being quite binge restrict for all those years and then being very extreme. So that's kind of my way into it. What about you?
Yeah, I was just about to say it's like classic in it, break up and then get back. Like I need to
Yeah,
improve myself.
yeah,
But sometimes it does end up going into that extreme. For me, it was probably more like a slow and gradual thing. From like I mentioned, I had a like because if we start from like the beginning, like when I had my first food issues was when I was a young teenager, talking like 13 years old. So I had like issues around food for like in my 20s and 30s as well. And it was probably like in my 30s when I started actually making some changes. Um, but it wasn't like this epiphany that everything like happened all at once. But I did start going to the gym and weight training because I can't remember exactly what got me into it though. It was just more like I think I was like, oh, I think it was I started going to a gym, and this was when I was in London, and there was a PT there, and she like set me up with a program and started like talking me through the weight training, and she was really good and excited to explain things, and that's when I think I started getting into weight training. Then I get like hyper focused with things sometimes. I like remember researching everything then like with weight training, and then I started looking into food, and then I started understanding like more about food and stuff. But I did have a poor relationship like yourself, tracking everything down to like a T beforehand, and yeah, learn about macros. Still, probably when I started weight training, I started doing that a bit as well. But yeah, obsessive behaviors, which have come up quite a lot in my past as well. But then it was like I remember like my friend was getting into yoga at the time, and she was training to be a yoga teacher. She started talking more about like mindset and holistic stuff, and I was always a bit like, I'm not sure about this like woo woo stuff. But it's something I started to then look more into. And I realised, like, mindset doesn't have to be all woo woo, even though I do like a bit of that now. But it was like
same.
understanding actually the way you talk to yourself. And it's like I was very negative. So I
Yeah,
struggled with like low moods, anxiety, didn't even know what anxiety was. But yeah, it was like all these gradual points, like kind of like, luckily I was exposed to lots of different things
yeah,
over time, which then made it all come together. So but then there was a point where I think I got more deep into it, probably like, yeah, before I came a few years before I became a coach. I was like, oh, this is it. This is all clicking together.
yeah.
Which is, I guess, why one of the reasons why I started in power, because I was like, well, this took me bloody ages to like work out.
Work out.
So why don't I just put it all together and help other people,
Yeah,
because I don't want other people to struggle. So kind of gone off a little bit, but I think that's it. It's like, yeah, for me, it was like slow and gradual with lots of different influences and lots of different points that then brought it all together.
Yeah, yeah, I worked with coaches as well, like especially to repair my relationship with food. So having that input from somebody else really helped me on my journey.
Yeah.
You can't always see the wood for the trees when you're in it and you're emotional about it. It's quite hard. So having somebody to, give you that encouragement and help you see the things that you're missing was really helpful for me.
Yeah, I think so too. Like I've had support, like especially around mindset and stuff over the years. And it's just having that guidance and support because yeah, when you're in it, you can feel so lost. And like you said,
Yeah,
you can't see the woods for the trees. And I always describe like when I feel that way, I'm like in a forest and I can't, and it's all dark and I can't see the path out. And
yeah,
sometimes you just need someone to guide you that's,
yeah,
been there, or know the tools and the resources to use, which again is what set me up to create this because it's like, well, I got the tools now. I can
yeah.
help.
Be the coach that you kind of needed back then.
Yeah, exactly. And I think you're the same as well, Emma. Like
Yeah, 100%.
we are the coaches that we needed,
Yeah.
which is why we connect so well with our clients as well. Perfect. So I hope that answered the question. But like I said, there's so many parts to that self improvement part, and I'm still work in progress, still self developing every day. I believe it's like an onion. That's what I say. It's like Shrek with the onion. Like there's lots of
Yeah.
layers. So you're like, oh yes, I got this sorted, and then something else pops up. You're like, oh maybe I should look at that.
Yeah, it's just life, isn't it? And learning from things and growing and developing and it's fun though, isn't it?
Yeah, and like
It's interesting.
things will come up, things will challenge us. I know like yourself, Emma, have gone through quite a few challenges.
Yeah, definitely had a lot of that this year. Learned a lot about myself.
And you do, and you're like, okay, what? But I think once you do work on your self development and self improvement, you learn that resilience and to go like, do you know what? I know now how to handle this, or I know what to work on. Like you look at it from a different light rather than going into that ditch of doom or that
Yeah,
forest that I talked about.
yeah,
You start going like, hang on, I know there's a path out, and I might just need some support. I might need to, to work through this, or you already know the tools.
yeah, yeah. It's definitely helped 'cause, like it has been a really, really difficult year, but you know, I can see the positives of those things now, and like I have learned from it and grown as a person, and I do see the positive in the things that have happened. So
Yeah, absolutely. Got to and that's something I've done with my mindset coaching because sometimes life's shit, okay, and it's sort of like
yeah,
hey, it's like it is a bit shit and we go through shit things, but it's like, okay, what can I learn from this experience?
yeah,
And sometimes you have to do it after, like you can't do it when you're in it because it's the
yeah,
worst. That you have to reflect afterwards. Okay, that was a bit shit, but actually, what can I learn from this?
yeah,
And so, like, I've always been in like, do you know what? I needed to go through that
yeah.
because I've learned more about myself, or that's something that I needed to learn about myself, or whatever it may be.
Yeah, well, I've definitely learned things like having better boundaries and what I want from life and to be grateful for things. So these are all positives that have come from a pretty shit situation. So, but yeah, it's only afterwards that you kind of realise when you're in it.
Yeah,
It's hard, isn't it? But
absolutely. So we're all on a journey. So
we definitely are.
we're still on our journeys to self improvement. So that's the key thing. um, yeah. So hopefully that answers the question. But yeah, like I said, I think I like these conversations though that do spur on other things, but it's still on topic. The next one. Being confident in myself has always felt like being full of myself. So, my whole life, I've struggled with not wanting to be too much, so it didn't seem I was stuck up. How do we move away from the idea that being confident as a woman is a negative? It's a really good question because I think a lot of people struggle with this.
Yeah, yeah, this is a good question.
Yeah. What was your take? What's your take on it first, Emma? What do you feel?
Well, I think it might be a bit of a social conditioning thing because as women, we're if a woman's confident, like people say that she's stuck up or that she's too much, but those qualities in men are kind of celebrated. So I think with women, it's about just getting used to like being your authentic self and speaking up and celebrating wins and all of those kinds of things, then the more that that becomes the norm, the things will start to change. So I think it's just being confident and being authentic to yourself, and the more that people are women are portrayed doing that, the more that people will accept that that's the way that things are, and that we don't need to shrink ourselves or be quiet or to please other people.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Like it's become a societal norm. And don't they say like, if what is it when people ask like Chat GPT, if you wanted to put a woman down, what would you do? I want to not make her feel full of it. Like, what is it? I can't remember. Then it talks about diet culture and stuff, which is
Yeah, yeah, I've seen that.
but it's same. I do feel like exactly what you said there, but and I also feel how you can overcome that is starting to look at your values for one, which is something we do with our clients, like looking like what is actually important to you, because that will act as your like inner compass when you're making certain decisions. But yes, celebrating wins, like you said, and it's something that we encourage with our clients all the time as
Yeah,
well.
every week. Yeah.
Every week, like wins, sharing them twice a week actually, because we get them on the group chat as well, don't we? We're
Yeah.
celebrating wins that are non-numeric as well, should we say? Like non-numeric wins here. But also we have this fear of being judged, I think, that comes up a lot, which is why we don't
Yeah.
want to feel stuck up. But it's like, well, actually, who is judging you? Like, and I remember feeling really uncomfortable with accepting or telling people my wins or stuff. And now I'm like, do you know what? No, I'm good at this.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah, it
also,
does feel a little bit cringe, doesn't it, at first? But then the more that you do it, the more natural it becomes, doesn't it? Feels less
absolutely.
awkward.
I feel like it's having that self awareness as well. Like, I'm very aware of my weaknesses. So I'm quite happy to talk about my weaknesses at the same time. So it's not like, yes, I'm great at everything.
Yeah.
I think it's having that balance and having that awareness. Like, if again, like, do you know what? It's okay that I say that I'm good at this because I know that this is something that I need to work on, or that's
Yeah.
something.
And that's okay as well.
Yeah, exactly, and that's okay as well. But it's like we feel like we have to hide our weaknesses and then we can't talk about our strengths.
Yeah.
But yeah, so how do we move away from that? Is challenging, I guess, those norms that have been ingrained
Yeah.
in us. Celebrating your wins, but you don't even have to tell everyone. It's like even writing them down, I think, and celebrate.
Yeah.
Even telling those close to you, you could tell the ones close because they'll want to celebrate with you. They love
Yeah.
you. They will want to celebrate those wins with you. And the people that don't, they're now to question why they what's in there.
And they don't matter anyway, do they? But
Anyway, exactly. So the people think about. I say think about your friends and family, and I think if we always flip the view as well, flip the perspective, like how do you feel when someone tells you about their win? You want to celebrate.
yeah.
So why don't we feel we can do that for ourselves? Because yeah, if we feel happy for them, then they feel happy for us, of course. So what is it? It's a Pali word for this. Okay, it's like we've got meditation tonight, so it's called upeka. It's called sympathetic joy. So it's when you feel happy for other people, like you have this happiness for like, oh my god, they did so well, or da da da. It's called
Yeah.
upeka, and it's one of right. There's just like four things. I can't remember what it is now, but I don't want to say it wrong. Maybe I'll tell
Oh,
you next
I've
week.
never heard of this, but this sounds amazing.
But yeah, there's a few words like love and kindness is another one, which is metta, which is where you show love and kindness for others, but to yourself as well, which is probably something else I could talk about another time. But anyway, gone off subject a little bit.
Interesting.
But hopefully that answers the questions. Do you have anything else that how we can move away from the idea of this confidence being a myth?
No, no, I think we've covered it.
I think we have. I think we have. So next one. So I think this one's more directed at you, Emma. So how do you balance motherhood and your own health needs? Like, I don't have children, just a little fur baby. So maybe this question's definitely more for you, Emma.
Yeah, I think this one is Well, women, but especially mothers, are again a societal thing that we put everybody else first, and that our health and our needs should come after the house is tidy, after the kids are sorted, and after everyone else is looked after. I think as mothers, especially, we're used to putting everybody first before ourselves. And then it's just any extra time is for us, but there's never that extra time. So I think it's just about reframing it that health isn't separate from being a mum, it's part of it. So you're kind of doing it for them. So I know a lot of mums struggle with mum guilt and think that it's like exercise is going to take them away from the kids, but it kind of adds to it. It doesn't kind of take you away from it. Like I know when I'm rested, when I'm fueled, and when I'm calmer, I'm going to be able to show up better for my kids. So it's just about reframing it. Like a big motivation for me to exercise is that I don't want to be a burden on my kids when I'm older. I want to be independent, and I want to be able to look after myself and all of those kinds of things. So that's what gets me up at 6 o'clock to go to the gym in the morning. Um, so reframing it is something for them. I also think it's a good role model to the kids, because if they see you eating healthily, eating well, looking after yourself, going to the gym, they kind of just expect that that's normal, and that's what they do when they're adults. The only other thing I would say about this is just to have some flexibility with it, which is something that we work on a lot with our clients, is not having that all or nothing perfectionist thoughts around things, like just being flexible. So some days, life is going to throw you curveballs more than ever if you're a parent. So some days it might look like going to the gym, doing your meal prep, doing some meditation. On other days, it might just be, have I eaten a vegetable today? Have I drunk enough water? And just be okay with that. So it just needs that flexibility, which is something that we do a lot with our clients inside the program, isn't it?
Wow, absolutely. Yeah, I love that. Like, I hope that's helped. And something I said, actually, to someone yesterday, they were doing this, putting themselves last, bottom of the list. And I said, again, you know me, like to flip the perspective around. I'm like, think about like those like close to you. Maybe it's parents, maybe other members of family that are close to you. What would you feel if they weren't looking after themselves? If you saw them like tired, run down, burnt
Yeah.
out, weren't eating properly, wouldn't you want them to look after themselves? Wouldn't you want to be like, prioritize yourself? And I was like, well, why do you feel like that towards others, but then you don't do it for yourself? Like, think
Yeah.
about your kids. How do you want them to look at you going like, oh no, they're burnt out and stuff? Or do you think they'll be like, no, I'm glad that like mum's looking after herself? Because they want you to be healthy. They want you to be showing up and to be there for them in the best way possible, in the best version of yourself. So, I was like, it's my way of doing it, flip the perspective. So,
Yeah, reframing. We do a lot of that, don't we?
we do a lot of reframing and like, because I think it's so hard when you're in it and we look, I guess, inwards quite a lot, but it's hard, like, you need to kind of look at the bigger picture a bit more and
Zoom
like,
out.
yeah, take that zoom out and be like, actually, there's other people involved here.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's other people that like directly that are directly impacted from the way that you are looking after yourself.
Yeah, definitely. Because if you're strong and you're healthy and you're happy, and that's going to affect all your relationships, isn't it? With your parents, with your partner, with your kids.
Yeah, I think like 'cause this just it's kind of a bit off topic, but again, it's like that kind of like how your actions can impact others. I was talking the other week about that I used to feel like I think we talked about it as well, Emma, like that I freak out if someone else cooked for me.
Yeah,
Like, because I was so worried about the calories and like, what was on the plate, like, had I used butter, like, like everything. But it's like, I wasn't then appreciating that time and effort and love they had put into that meal because I was too caught up in calories and worrying about putting on weight. And it's like, so those actions, because how does that make that person feel that spent all this time and effort
Yeah.
on that? They're probably going to feel quite rejected that I've like,
Yeah.
and not appreciating, like appreciating, that's a word, appreciative of the of that time and effort they've put into that meal.
Yeah.
And
Because they want to do something nice for you and look after you and make sure that you're nourished and that you're enjoying it. And then if you're all in your head and feeling anxious and dreading it and avoiding things, I used to be exactly the same.
yeah. And you're like, actually, I'm so glad now that I feel much freer because I can enjoy those moments. Like,
Yeah.
I'm really lucky that Alex is a very good cook and he cooks like every meal, like pretty
And you're
much.
like, yes, I don't have to cook.
You get posh like restaurant standard meals going on over here as well. I'm like, all right. So, um, but like now I can sit and enjoy it and really like thank him for that time that he spent and
Yeah.
care and love that he's put into it. Like I wouldn't have done that 10 years, even 10 years ago. Like
Yeah.
maybe even five. Um, well, yeah, five. I was like, time's gone a bit quicker than I think actually. Like 10 years ago. So, um, but yeah, I think that's important to recognise as well. That kind of gone off topic, but how yeah, how you're showing up for yourself is going to impact others
Yeah.
around you.
Yeah. 100%.
So the next question was about protein powders. So there are so many protein powders and supplements available now. It's hard to know which ones are best to go for. What should I look out for when choosing the right protein powder for me? And then they've said this could be open up to other workout supplements as well. Do you have any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I would say with protein, you want to be looking for one that's got between 20 and 25 grams of protein in per scoop, so fairly high in protein. And then just to watch out for ones that you can digest okay, because some cause some bloating. So just to watch out for that. If it does cause some bloating, whey isolate's a little bit easier on the tummy, isn't it, to digest, or like pea protein or soya protein. And then just it's a bit of trial and error with ones that you like, isn't it? Like I've got tubs and tubs of protein on top of my fridge that I've wasted money on. So it's just a bit of trial and error finding one that you actually like.
Absolutely. Like I say to it, some companies do little sample
Yeah,
sachets. So I
yeah,
would say to people like get some samples so you're not spending loads of money and have loads
yeah,
of top on the fridge. Like so just yeah, get some samples and don't be scared to try different ones. Like whey is a byproduct of cheese making, so it is dairy. So if you do struggle with dairy and digesting it, which some people do, then I would avoid that. But there's lots of plant-based ones on the market. Sounds disgusting, but beef protein is really good as well.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I've got a beef XP from Applied Nutrition, and it's like so it's a clear a protein
Does it
powder,
does it taste beefy?
which is a bit weird. Yum.
Like beef and vanilla or something?
It's berry flavour, so it's like a squash or a cordial. Um,
Right.
so and that is 28 grams of protein in one scoop,
Really?
and that's
Interesting.
quite easier to digest for a lot of people. So yeah, it's absolutely like I have that, and I actually have whey protein as well, which I put in my smoothie in the morning
Yeah.
because I don't like eating fruits. I have smoothies, so
Yeah.
a little
Yeah,
drink.
I use whey and I haven't got I don't really like to drink it, to be honest, but I just stir it into some porridge and I prefer to do it that way. Or have the clear way, which is just like juice, isn't it? So that's another good way to kind of get it in. Do you take any other supplements?
Creatine monohydrate
Yeah,
actually for weight training is really good, and it's probably the one of the most researched supplements out there. Um,
yeah,
what I say with that is there is loads of creatine, like I don't know, crazy like this one's better, blah, blah, blah. You don't need any of that. Like you just need the creatine monohydrate, just the plain, and it's quite
yeah,
cheap, to be fair. Um, but that helps with getting energy to your muscles basically, so you can perform better in the gym, but it also helps with muscle recovery as well.
yeah.
Is that the
I
same?
think it's good for your brain as well, isn't it?
Yes, I think it
It's good
is.
for your brain health.
good for your brain health, good for your muscles. There we go, get you stronger. So, so that's the other one. The other things I take is magnesium
Yeah,
for
me too.
sleep and muscle recovery. So I take that at night. And vitamin D you should probably take all year round, especially if you work inside and like if you're in a country that has minimal sunlight.
Love some, like us, especially in the north.
Yeah,
It is. It actually is.
yeah, I'm down in the south, so not too bad. But yeah, vitamin D, and if you don't eat oily fish, I'd recommend taking
Yeah,
fish oil as well. They're the
yeah,
only
yeah. They're the only ones that well, I try and eat enough oily fish, but I take all the others. I don't take anything else.
Yeah, that's it. I think it's overcomplicated, especially there's a lot of noise out there. And I know some of our clients have said to us, like, should I take this and should I take that? Because they're getting bombarded with a load of
Yeah, marketing.
and
Yeah,
marketing. And I know, like, collagen being a big thing at the moment, but I did see that there was research to show there wasn't much in improvement
yeah,
with collagen now.
yeah,
And that's expensive. So,
yeah, yeah. A lot of them are funded by the companies that produce the collagen out there, and the research that I've looked at, there wasn't much of a benefit. Maybe like a tiny, tiny bit to for your skin health, but not for anything else. But I mean, that you could get the same benefits by drinking enough water and eating oily fish and all
oh,
of
yeah.
those kinds of things.
And your protein, collagen's a protein as well. So,
Yeah,
like, I think that's it. It's like, first and foremost, get your diet right. Like, there's no point taking loads of supplements if your diet's off.
yeah,
So, protein, fruit and veg. Like,
yeah.
doesn't need to
And
be that.
sleep and training and water and all of those things, getting those basics nailed because they are supposed to supplement an already
Yeah,
healthy diet, aren't they? So concentrate on those first.
because I think there's this, like, people just want a magic pill sometimes. Like, I'll just take this and everything's going to be okay. It's like, no, but we have to go back to it. And it's figures it's boring, isn't it? You have to go back to the basics.
Yeah,
Exercise, eat your fruit and veg, eat
yeah.
some food. It's
But that
boring.
doesn't sell, does it?
Yeah. So, um, what else was I going to say? Yes. Anything else?
No, I think that's it.
Perfect. So, next question. How did you get into online coaching or personal training? I mean, we did cover a little bit in the, like, how did we start our self-improvement journeys, but this, I guess, is how we started actually doing what we do. Do you want to start with this one?
Yeah, I can do. So I used to work in education. I did my bodybuilding competition, and then I always feel like I need to have a new challenge. So I decided to do my personal training qualification, but I wasn't sure if I was going to do anything with it or not. I just thought I'd do it, for a goal to work towards. And then COVID hit, and my head teacher didn't care about our mental health. We weren't even allowed to talk about mental health. So I was really unhappy there. So soon as the gyms reopened after COVID, I said, I'm leaving, I'm going to be a PT. So worked in the gym for quite a few years. But then I realised the changes that clients need to make can't be done on the gym floor. And it's things that hold clients back, like emotional regulation, time management, all of those deeper mindset work that actually make the difference to clients' results. So that's when I kind of moved away from PT and more to online coaching.
Yeah, they're similar to, yeah, why I did bits. Yeah, for me, I used to work in the fashion industry. I did that for 15 years, but, which actually taught me a lot of transferable skills, to be honest. But the main thing is that I'd obviously gone on my own journey, like I mentioned, and I got to a point with my career that I was like, I'm not feeling fulfilled anymore.
Yeah,
It was very corporate. I didn't feel like, I just felt like a number. I had like lost my joy for it. And this is something I'd wanted to do since I was like really young. It was a bit of like, okay, what am I going to do? So it took me a while. And I was like, oh, do you know what? I've gone through like my own journey with stuff. And I had this like, I can't remember who it was, but it's just like this calling. It sounds really like woo woo. I should maybe be someone that can help with, with food and with exercise and like the mindset as well. So I started studying the January before COVID. That's when I started studying for my for nutrition first. I did, and then PT. And I remember because lockdown then happened in the March, and I got
Yeah.
furloughed, and I just spent the time acting like I was going to work. Got up, did my studying, and like so I just crammed it all in. Quite lucky, really. I made it work. And then from that, actually, one of a friend that I know that he was living over in Australia. He was from the bodybuilding world, but he set up a company doing online coaching for general public, so not bodybuilding anymore.
Yeah.
Under his wing a bit, and he taught me a lot about running online coaching, running business, and then I started like working in a gym as well at the same time. And then he closed the business, but he taught me a lot. He's already said like I want you to be able to do this on your own, so he did actually teach me a lot. And then I started on my own. I was still in the gym at that point, but same with the gym. I was like I want to have these conversations about relationship food, relationship body, and like because I can see
Yeah.
people are struggling. Can't do that in the middle of like some sets in a crowded gym floor, can you? So,
Yeah.
by the
Like,
way,
what about your boundaries? Let's do this goblet squat.
are you a people pleasing? Like, how's that affecting you? Yeah, it's just like you can't have these like deep conversations in the middle of a gym floor, but that's what I recognise like needed the help. Like it's all well and good helping people to show them how to do exercises and that, but that's not
Yeah.
where the type of people that I wanted to help was struggling.
Yeah.
So Empower was born basically, and then the story unfolds from there. But each year, like of coaching, it's taught me more and more, and like so that's like even how we coach online. And I know like Emma and I have both evolved and developed, and that's why we bring so much to our clients. Our educational hub now is like, yeah,
It's massive, isn't it?
massive in everything. Like I think one of the clients said to me like the other day, she was like, "I'm really struggling with like I can't remember what it was, like mapping out some food or something like that." And she was like, "Have you got have you got something for this to help?" And I was like, "Here you go. Here's the link."
Yeah.
She's like, "Yeah, I knew you would." She's like, "You've got everything. Everything I asked for is there."
Yeah, there's a lot in there now.
Yes, got all the resources. Perfect. So that kind of leans into the next question. Actually, our last question today was how like have you got any tips for managing time? Well, tips and tricks, basically. Do you want to start with this one, Emma? Because I know we have got a lot in our educational hub that we talk about with this.
Um, yeah, so for me, it's seeing where I've got the most energy in the day and where I'm lacking in energy. So for me, I'm very much a morning person. So it's thinking about getting those tasks that are difficult to do or that I need to concentrate on or that require focus done in the morning. And then afternoons can be for admin tasks, something that's a little bit easier. So being aware of what drains my energy, what boosts my energy. So that one's a big one for me. Um, Also, I ask myself the question, what is one thing that's going to make today easier? Because especially with my ADHD brain, I can sometimes be doing tasks that feel productive, but it's actually avoidance. So like I need to do something that I'm putting off for work, but then I'll clean the cutlery drawer instead. Like this really needs doing now, so that's not actually going to get me to where I need to be. Another one is having being really clear on your boundaries
Mm.
and protecting your energy and making sure that I'm not spreading myself too thin. So that one's a big one for me. Another one that I love, which works for some people but not for the other, is time blocking. So everything is scheduled. So my gym sessions are in there. I stick to them unless it's an emergency. Everything in my day is scheduled, even like my lunch breaks, even though I'm working from home and I can take them when I want. That kind of keeps me on track. Because otherwise, I get distracted and I'm searching for things on Amazon and things don't get done. So it needs to be blocked out when I'm doing tasks and then making sure I'm not overfilling them too much and scheduling in like walks and breaks and all of those kinds of things. That works really well for me because my brain is very scatterbrained and all over the place. So I need to
Yeah.
rein it in a little bit and know what I'm doing.
No, but it's good, like, and as you touched on there, like we work with a lot of neurodivergent clients as well as neurotypical, and what is the most important thing is finding a way that works for you and your brain,
Yeah,
because it's all good saying like, oh yeah, time blocking, but that's not going to work for some people, or like you said, like writing lists that doesn't work for some people because they get confused with all the lists and stuff. So
I'd lose the list.
yeah, it's really, really important to like there's so many different tips and tricks out there. And I know we have a lot inside our coaching and the reason why we have so many is because it's finding what works for each individual, which
Yeah,
alongside our clients to do that. Honoring your energy is massive. Like I don't think that gets missed is like, what time of days are you most productive? And then like scheduling in things around that. Eat the frog method is one that I've always done,
oh
which
yeah,
doing the biggest and hardest thing first. The one that task that you know I don't want to do it, dreading it, putting it off. First thing in the
yeah,
day. I used to do that when I worked in the fashion industry without knowing what it was called. I was like, oh, it's got a name. I just did that.
yeah.
But
Because
like,
otherwise you just have anxiety about it all day, don't you? Just get it
and
out of the way and then it's done.
yeah, I've learned that I don't like because I don't like having things going on in the back of my mind constantly because it distracts me. So I'm very much
Yeah,
like that works really well for me. I'm a time blocker as well, and a list writer. So I have a list like next to me, like an open book with my like critical tasks, the things that definitely need to be done today, and then everything else that I can move over to the next day. Um, but then like it's as I said, how you use time blocking is like I block in time for like certain like the umbrella, if that makes sense. And then under that umbrella, I have little tasks. So like for example, like when it comes to marketing, when I do my Instagram, so I'll have that like blocked out. But then on my list, I'll have exactly what I'm doing in that time, if that makes sense.
yeah,
Um, yeah, we've got loads of stuff. There's loads of stuff around this. Like the setting boundaries is massive, and that's a lot of. I think a lot of people struggle with setting boundaries. Again, we teach that and how to communicate them as well, because a lot of people
yeah,
struggle communicating the boundaries. Um, the Eisenhower matrix is one of my favorites. Like
yeah. That's a good one.
separate out non like urgent and urgent important, non-urgent stuff. The Pomodoro, I can never say it. Is it Pomodoro?
Pomodoro. Yeah, I use that one as well.
That's another one that's really good as well. But yeah, it's finding a schedule that's flexible, I would add to that as well, suits you because you're a busy person. We are busy, got lots going on, especially if you've got kids, things can come up unexpectedly. So it's how to create that schedule with flexibility. And on the weekends as well, or holidays, because a lot of people, when they lose structure and routine, they can procrastinate or you start like get to the end of the day like I haven't done anything, so you just feel shit about yourself.
Yeah,
So I would say to people like don't be scared to like create schedules and routines for the weekends and holidays, but it doesn't have to be. It's not like work. It can be fun.
rigid. Yeah,
Like this is
yeah,
the time I'm gonna go for a walk. This is the time I'm gonna go and do my shop. This is the time I'm like meeting friends or whatever it may be. But at least you have some form of routine and put your cleaning
yeah,
in there or whatever you need to get done.
yeah,
And if
yeah,
people forget that, like, it's okay to have a routine on the weekends and on holidays. It doesn't mean that you're working. Like, it's
yeah.
different. But
Yeah, we've got a webinar on this, haven't we? But yeah, I think that's really important because if you if you're laying on the weekend and then you have breakfast later and then you're not hungry enough for lunch and then you just end up binging on something
yeah,
in the
that's horrible.
afternoon and that's quite common. And then you can't sleep on a Sunday night because all your sleep hormones are all over the place. So I think
Yeah,
obviously it doesn't need to be a carbon copy of the week, but some kind of structure
yeah,
definitely helps.
absolutely. And I think that is even more important for our neurodivergent clients. That comes up quite a lot, actually. We're like, yeah, don't be scared of the routine. You put fun stuff in your routine. It's like
Yeah,
self care, whatever it may be. It doesn't have to be like boy having a kitchen rave. That's what I do. But anything in there. But it's important just to keep some form of structure, I think. But hopefully that helps. Yeah. So when it comes to time management, It's finding a way that works for you, and there's no right or wrong. There's so many different tips out there, so many different ways of doing it, but find it might be like a few mixed together, and that's okay. Whatever works, and try it out. Don't be scared to try things out. I think so many people are scared of failing. Like, oh, what if I try this routine? It doesn't work. Doesn't matter. Like, learn from
Yeah.
it. What did work? What didn't work? What can I do better? And that's how you evolve and develop. But yeah, hopefully that helps. So, anything else you would like to add to that, Emma?
No, I think that's it.
Huh? I think that was really good. I absolutely love these questions.
Yeah,
So
that was fun.
if people do have more questions, just send them in. We're happy to answer them. But thank you so much for joining me today, Emma. We'll be doing this every 2 weeks, where we'll do the Q&As. And if you've got any questions in the meantime, just hit the link in the description of this. There's a link to my webpage, but there's also the our what is it called? Instagram names. I'll put Emma's and myself in, so you can reach out to us anytime and ask us anything you like. But take care. Until next time, we'll speak to you soon.
Thanks so much. Bye.